Just in, Tinubu not the one holding Nnamdi Kanu. Elder Statesman exposes their deep secret. Here the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel / television this very moment. Today's date is 8th of July 2024, and I have a breaking information for every one of you listening to my voice right now from where you are all over the world. Dear friends and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people, an elder statesman that they called Igbo leader has expressed concern over the game being played by the Southeast politicians, Ohaneze Ndiochi and Ndiama, and of course, the United Kingdom over the case of Nnamdi Kanu. I want every one of you to pay very good attention while I read the news in details, and as you can see on your screen, I will be reading from The Nation. And the title says, Tinubu not responsible for Kanu's detention, says Igbo leader. And who is this Igbo leader? Let us read in details to see who is this person. An elder statesman and industrialist, Chike Obidibo, said that President Bola Tinubu is not the one holding the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, saying his case is purely a security issue. He frowned at the way some Igbo politicians are politicizing the call for his release, adding that they are worsening his case. He advised politicians, especially those from the southeast, against compounding the travails of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. You see, I have been saying it. And now another thing that made this more authentic and readable is that they say he is industrialist, not a former governor or a former politician or a former Ohaneze Ndiochi president general, whatever. He is an industrialist. So he's just a businessman, but an elder statesman. So this is one of the things that pushed me to continue reading this very news. So let us read in details. And he continued. He expressed dismay that some Igbo political elites are going about the ongoing popular demand for the release of the embattled IPOB leader the wrong way. They are going about it the wrong way. Thank God I'm not the only one who is seeing this. Now, Obidibo added that the overzealous politicians are acting out of ignorance and mostly in self-aggrandizement. They are acting out of ignorance. Wow, this man is such a confident individual. Very, very confident. Now, elder statesman and industrialist Chike Obidibo stated that President Bola Tinubu is not responsible for detaining the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, emphasizing that Kanu's situation is strictly a security issue. Obidibo criticized Igbo politicians for politicizing the call for Kanu's release, arguing that their actions are exacerbating the situation. He advised Southeast politicians to avoid complicating Kanu's plight further. Did you hear that? That their actions are exacerbating the situation. And he also said that the Igbo politicians are politicizing the call for Kanu's release. The same thing that we analyzed just yesterday evening. Wow. Expressing disappointment, Obidibo noted that some Igbo political elites are mishandling the popular demand for Kanu's release, driven by ignorance and self-interest. Did you see that? The same thing. I wish I could see this man. I would have given him one bottle, at least one ball for standing tall, for speaking the truth. One ball. Anybody who knows him, anybody who is close to him should give him one ball for my sake. Now, he continued. In a statement made available to reporters Sunday, July 7 in Oka, Anambra State, Obidibo noted that the delicate nature of Kanu's incarceration requires quiet diplomacy to achieve a political solution without politicizing the young man's release, the way they are going about it. You know, I'm not expecting him to use any other word other than this political solution, even though I am not in good terms with this name called political solution, because I know the meaning of political solution. So, but as a businessman and as a normal person who is not a freedom fighter, he cannot use any other word if not the same political solution. Now let's continue. They said, while identifying the salient complications around the IPOB leader's forceful rendition and consequent incarceration, the Anambra-born elder statesman said Britain's loud silence about Kanu's predicament raises a large red flag. Raises a large red flag. Because of what? They are the ones who is piloting the affair of what is going on in the zoo today. The statement reads in part, I woke up this morning with a very heavy heart. I am constrained to say that I am not comfortable with the way and manner our political elite are going about their request for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, which is the truth. We don't want all this social media nonsense. Release him on social media. Go there if you are serious. The sense I make of the chief scramble by Igbo politicians to be identified in the growing calls for Nnamdi Kanu's freedom from prolonged and unjust incarceration is that they are merely playing to the gallery. Did you hear that word? He said unjust incarceration. I said before, and I want to repeat again, anybody that knows this man, Obidibo, should give him one ball for my sake. He is really a human. He is a human. Unjust incarceration. Let that very word sound very, very clear. It is obvious that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not entirely the one holding Nnamdi Kanu. It was not even former President Muhammadu Buhari nor his erstwhile Attorney General of the Federation AGF Abubakar Malami-San. All the AGFs, including the current one, are mere legal officers for the government. However, Kanu's matter is a security issue which requires the involvement of the National Security Advisor NSA Nuhu Ribadu. The president may not have absolute power to release Kanu, although he has the power to influence things if he so wishes. It's like, okay. That very comment, I can now see where Owazirike was coming from. Because I watched the video he made recently. Now, Obidibo disclosed that the other powerful elephant in the room blocking Nnamdi Kanu's freedom is the British government, stressing that Kanu acted against British economic interest in Nigeria, which is true. Because Nigeria as an entity is a property of Britain. We all know this. Nigeria is United Kingdom's company in Africa. A company owned and run by the British in Africa. That is Nigeria for you. And every other British colonies in Africa, every other UK colonized countries in Africa are all companies run and owned by the British. As far as Africa is concerned, not only the zoo, all of them. All the Commonwealth countries in Africa are all British companies. I'm telling you the truth, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, the truth is the only thing that stands the test of time, whether you like it or not. Now let's continue. Everything that Kanu said or did was done in Britain, being a British citizen. But they could not afford to arrest him on British soil because of obvious and potential backlash. I have said this thing before, which is the truth. They couldn't have done it in UK because it would have been against the law. Because Nnamdi Kanu has never done anything against the law. He is standing for his right and for the right of his people to be free, because it is enshrined in the constitution, both the UK constitution, European constitution, United Nations constitution, and the African charter at the same time. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has always been right. The same thing with the Prime Minister, His Excellency Mazi Simon Ekpa. Now they said what Britain did was to join the international conspiracy to lure Kanu to Kenya, knowing that Africans lack integrity and respect for laws. Wow. Wow, what a man. Let me take this again. This is very, very deep. What Britain did was to join the international conspiracy to lure Kanu to Kenya, knowing that Africans lack integrity and respect for laws. And who did they use to lure Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Kenya? The first person is his wife. The first person, I said it and I hit my chest. The first person is Uchechi Okukanu Ajonwani. The second person is Ifeanyi Ejiofor. And the third person are the members of the criminal gang called the DOS. I'm telling you the truth. Eziokwu na akwụ n'ọtọ kwekwe ọ na-agba ndị ọjọọ ka ụkpaka. Ọ na-agba ndị ọjọọ ka ụkpaka. Mad people everywhere. They then got him kidnapped in Kenya and forcibly and illegally renditioned him to the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. They could not have done that in any other part of the world outside of Africa without extreme repercussions and consequences. Such can only happen in Africa, and they knew that much. They knew it. The British High Commissioner in Nigeria showed no interest in at least speaking up against the violent kidnap and rendition of our citizens, which is a crime of his own. A crime of his own, I can assure you. Now, all the embassy was interested was to hear Kanu renounce his dream of a Biafra, probably with a promise never to support any such agitation in the future, the elder statesman said. Wow. I said yesterday when I was on live broadcast that after Biafra, we are going to banish all these criminal and political elders you see today. We will banish all of them and we will elevate. I don't know if you heard when I said it during my live broadcast yesterday, that we are going to elevate the real elders who are not being seen right now because they do not have the platform to speak. We are going to elevate them to teach the young people how to live and have a successful, long life and also prosperity. I said it yesterday. And this man, if he continues with this trajectory, then he will be among those that will be elevated to speak up, to talk to people, to advise the youths on where to follow. He's among them because he has spoken the truth. Thank you, my people. To salo nomozia and make it go viral.